What's up, everybody? Let's talk about some Rem builds. Here she is. So I've been working on this girl for the past couple of days, just trying to teach her some skills, trying to see how these things actually work on her. And I noticed something that was kind of cool. In the last video, in the comments, there were a lot of people talking about, which one of these girls they prefer. And it was actually cut down the middle. A lot of people are on Team Rem, and a lot of people are on Team M, and that's pretty cool. Like realistically, going into this collab, a lot more people just told me that they were waiting to get Rem at the end, and now it's like a 50-50 thing. I think a lot of people got Amelia along the way and actually started running and using her, and came to realize real quick just how potent that girl is, right? But when you're talking about Amelia builds, it's pretty simple, right? She is a burst damage mage. Um, and that's pretty much what you want to do with her. You want to get her magic as high as possible. The only thing you really have to worry about with that character is managing her magic points. She doesn't have the most MP as a mage, but that just goes with the territory, or else she would just be way too OP. So you have to compensate for that in her build. Just to, you want just enough MP to get you through the fight, to keep you going. But that's fairly simple, right? Because you know it's a mage build. You know kind of what you're working with and the goal that you're working towards. When we get to Rem, it's like night and day, right? Because before you can talk about a build, you have to decide on a function. What is this character doing for me? In Amelia's case, she's a burst damage mage. That's already been decided for us. But with Rem here, you can do so many things. There are just so many different options, depending on which characters you want to run her with. So this girl can just go all out DPS, and this is what I suggest if you are trying to beat some sort of level that has a time limit on it, and you just want to blast through everything with the highest attack. Then yeah, just go for all attack and all crit and try to maximize on damage. But then she has these other paths that she can take, right? We got a sustained damage character here. She can also be just a high damage tank. So there's just a lot she can do. And then how do you want to play her? Do you want to give her some proud force so that she can actually heal herself before she turns into a demon? Do you just want to turn into a demon as soon as the fight starts? Like there's a whole lot to do there, because when she's not in demon form, you can use Proud Force and you can use different healing to keep her into the fight. And when she turns into her demon form, you obviously cannot heal, right? I I've tried different things on her, like what is it, damage absorption. That's not going to work when she's in demon form. Proud Force isn't going to work. Healing isn't going to work. So it all comes down to, how do you really want to run her? Do you want to transform as soon as the fight starts? Or do you want to see how far her normal form can take her into the fight before you actually transform? Or are you just saving that transformation for the very end for a boss's threshold? That is why I think this character, she is just all over the place, and you can kind of do whatever you want with her. I think you could make a very nasty sustained damage party with her and like Roland. Um, and I think because of how her basic attack is, and just how her skill kit is, she's unique because she wants to stand back with your mages and your healers, and she wants to attack people from a distance. And that's pretty cool because a lot of times the boss will be fighting your tank, and your healers will be in the back and she will be next to them, so she's not even really taking that much damage as long as she is keeping a distance between her and the enemy, right? And then when the boss gets back there, she has a ton of hit points, so that's pretty cool. I also do fancy her S2. It really does push people away, and because of the positioning of this character, because she's standing next to your healer, she's standing next to your caster, when she pushes an enemy away from herself, she's also pushing that enemy away from your caster or your healer. So she just becomes very useful, I think, like that. I also dig the fact that she has a very unique basic attack. You can do a lot with it. All of a sudden, killers are somewhat relevant for this character, in my opinion. You can do a uh, impact build if you wanted to. You can do an impact build with this girl, just because her basic attack actually does push people back. It hits multiple enemies at the same time. We don't typically fixate on a character's basic attack. We're looking at their skills, we're looking at their spells. And this is something that's so simple, but yet it's very effective for her. And I noticed that she really shines when she's in a party, right? Because she can stay in the back and not be interrupted. You might be able to get around Roland, but good luck getting around Roland when this girl's throwing a cannonball at you and knocking you back. And that's just with her basic attack. So there's all sorts of different builds that you can do with this girl. There's obviously the hit point route. Then it depends on how much you want to balance your hit points with strength abilities and things that just enhance damage, advanced aim vitals, so those crits crit all the way up to 20k like you want it. And then there's just a lot. There's a whole lot you can do. I mean, I'm still thinking of all the different possibilities, so I just wanted to get your guys' feedback on it. How are you playing this character? What build are you trying to make for this girl? How's it working for you? So let's just talk about that. I myself, if we take a look at my little cannonball throwing Rem over here, she's doing all right. She's doing all right. I've been just trying to teach her skills. She's only level 55. I haven't unlocked any abilities because I really need to grind some of that out, but I've pretty much just been running the event and trying to use up some of my 600 tickets. I did grind out enough to awaken her, so that was 400 shards. I had 80, so I grinded out like 320. So all in all, that's not that bad. Let's see, and I still have 73. Matter of fact, there we go. Bought me a whole 2 more SC, but we're well on our way. So if we look at the some of the things that I've grinded out for this character, obviously there's a lot of hit point stuff here, right? Because this is just going to be applied to a lot of different builds that you're going to use this girl for. One of the things about this character is that she is going to scale up with hit points. So when gear comes out that gives you a huge hit point boost, this girl is going to get a boost in power. Just like Bad Boy Shin is going to scale up off of new armor that comes out that gives you a ton of defense and magic defense, because that is going to scale up his attack. So hit points are always important because you have that whole conversion factor working for you, right? However much hit points you can load this girl up with, she gets to times it by 3 in her demon state. So obviously I've been working with hit point abilities. We have attack abilities and stuff. I think it's important to, obviously I got Proud Force and Damage Absorption too, just to try to mess around with it, just to see exactly how it works. This is what I wanted to talk about. Life Brave. I think Life Brave is actually very important for this character. Anything that scales with hit points is very important for this character. The reason I say that is because she can actually take full advantage of the huge bonus that these abilities give, right? So let's just use Dark Robin as an example. If I gave Dark Robin Life Brave, if Dark Robin took a bunch of damage and he got down to like 30% hit points, Life Brave would kick in, he would get the full advantage of it, and he would get plus 50% to his strength. The higher your strength will be, max 50%. So yeah, so say he's down to 30% health, he's got that awesome Life Brave bonus going for him. He's getting that plus 50%. So his damage goes through the roof for like 2 seconds, because as soon as he takes another hit, he's dead. So, this is an 8SC ability, but to really get it to shine, you have to be able to go down to like, 30% health, and you have to be able to stay there for a while to actually maximize on this ability. So here comes Rem. Rem in her demon form, when she has 30,000 hit points, right? And she goes down to like 30% of that. Life Brave is giving her a huge, huge attack boost. And guess what? She still probably has like 7,000 hit points to burn through before she's dead. So now you are getting this huge attack bonus from this ability, and she still has quite the hit point pool for your enemy to work through before she's dead. She's going to be able to take advantage of this. She's going to be able to use abilities like this more than anybody else in the game because she's the only one that scales up with hit points so far, right? So we have Life Brave here. I've been testing that out. That all works good. Obviously, fast vitality, things of that nature. Anything to improve her hit point pool so that it can get tripled when she transforms. Let's see. No attribute shield. All of these shields, they scale with hit points too, right? Damage reduction goes a long way when you have a 30,000 hit point pool. So that is what I would recommend for this girl. Right now, I'm trying to teach her Undead Shield, Dragon Shield, Soldier Shield. I want every shield that I can possibly teach this girl. And then on top of that, whatever I'm fighting, however much damage reduction I can, I can get together for that fight. Let's see, we have Tempest Dragon Blessing, right? Add Dragon type, strength plus 10%, great. Physical damage taken minus 15%. So that's awesome for her, right? Because you can get her damage reduction. Say you can get it to like 30% with all the different things that you can put together. Say you're fighting a Lich, you get Undead Shield, that's 10%. Say this Lich does dark damage, you put Dark Shield up, so you're getting damage reduction off of that, you're getting damage reduction off of this. It all comes together. Say you get like 30 or 40% damage reduction, and you have a 30,000 hit point pool. If you're negating half of the damage that you're taking, now that boss has to like damn near hit you for 60,000 hit points in order to kill your character. So I think that these shield abilities, these damage reduction abilities, I think they're absolutely amazing for her. One thing I did notice too is you don't really have to use too much skill charge with this girl because you can obviously cheese the skill charge depending on how many waves of a fight you're going through. If there's a boss on wave 3, on wave 1 and 2, you can just go into her demon form at the very start of the fight and you instantly charge all of your skills by 1 and you get a 25% bonus to your SCT recovery. And this girl obviously has haste already in her kit. I haven't unlocked it yet, but I know it's there. So her abilities are going to charge up freakishly fast anyway. So you don't really need to bring these things. I just learned them along the way, right? So this is honestly what I think about this character and just the different things that are very important to her and some of these different skills that can be very effective for this character. Like we're talking about skills that this girl can take the most advantage of, so much so that other characters in this game, they could never benefit from some of these skills as much as she can. And we're talking about like Life Brave in particularly. We're also talking about like the shield abilities. Yeah, I can't wait to actually try to do a really tanky build for this girl and just throw her in a party with my Roland with a bunch of damage reduction. Because also remember, when this girl is not in her demon class, where's that trait? Helper of the hero, undemonized for all allies, hit HP regen, and physical attack damage taken. Mine's only at minus 12%, but I'm pretty sure it goes up to 15%. For Roland, that's just awesome because Roland's already cutting the damage he's taking in half while he's using any of his attacks. I believe it's using his skill kit, whatever. And then obviously you can put these shields on him as well too. And then you can be running around with a character that's hardly taking any damage at all, healing some of it back up from damage absorption 1 and 2, and obviously healing himself up the rest of the way with Proud Force. And like I said, this girl can use Proud Force as well. Is it worth it for you? Is it worth to bring Proud Force? If you're actually going to keep her in her non-demon class, if that's going to be your strategy, then yeah, why not, right? I mean, you're sacrificing 4 SC, but what if you only want to turn into that demon at the very end if it's like a last resort? If you're actually going to be keeping her in her non-demon form for the majority of the fight, I would say that that 4 SC is well spent on Proud Force if it's going to keep her healed and help you get through the fight, or at least to the very last threshold. So that's just my opinion. But guys, the comments are open. Let me know what you're doing with this girl, because there are just so many different ways to go. She's very unique, and I totally dig that because you can just do so much with her. I'm not trying to knock any of the other characters, right? It's just that with her transformation, with her attack, with this whole mace thing, she's very different than the other characters so far. I'm totally digging it. So let me know what you're doing as far as a build for her, because I can tell you right now, I could ask this to 20 different people, and they're all going to give me 20 different answers, I'm sure. We got somebody working on more of a tank build. We got somebody probably going for a balls-to-the-wall attack build. And then we probably have somebody doing a zombie build where she gets a bunch of bonuses for coming back to life a ton of times, which I personally haven't even gotten into that. And truth be told, it's because I have to wait too long for her to die, so I haven't even started testing all the zombie stuff out yet. I've just been testing the Life Brave, the different, all the hit points that I'm putting on her, stuff like that. Just making sure that I understand how she works with Proud Force and with, what is that? What is that? Not damage reduction. What is that? I was just looking at it. Sorry, this is gonna drive me nuts. I gotta see what this is. What is it supposed to? It's supposed to heal you when you take damage, like 25%. I just unlocked this thing. I was just messing around with this, and come to find out, it didn't work. I saw it proccing, but obviously damage absorption. Not damage reduction, damage absorption. Man. Yeah, damage absorption does not work in her demon form. It will proc, it will say damage absorption, but if you actually pay attention to the character, you will not receive your 25% of the damage as hit points. You will not receive that healing. So damage absorption will proc, it will show it light up on your screen. It's just not going to do anything for you when you are in your demon form, and that's as expected. So, but then again, I did have to test these things out, just to make sure, right? And same thing with Proud Force. You're not going to be getting any healing off of that. But like I said, there's so many other different things to do with this character. And although these shield abilities, they are very expensive, I honestly think when you have like a 70, 80 SC character and you're able to stack some of these together, like if you can spend 30 SC on no attribute, attack shield, on, what is it, soldier shield, maybe a dragon shield for whatever you're fighting, and you can get this girl's damage reduction to like 40%. I really think she's just going to be a nightmare to deal with. She's going to be impossible to kill, and chances are whatever she's fighting, she's going to end up being able to kill it before it kills her, and that's really what you want to do with this character. I don't care which path you take to get there, right? So like I said, let me know, because it could help me build my character, right? Sometimes you guys give me great ideas. I start thinking about it, and I'm like, geez, that is a great idea. I'm going to start doing that too, or I'm going to take a page from that book, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, the last thing somebody said to me, it was on the farming video about the rogue. Somebody asked if Dark Robin could actually score crits with magic and proc his extort through magic. And honestly, I haven't tested it. I thought about it. My initial answer was, that's a great question. I don't know. And I started thinking about it. Here's the thing. I think extort probably will work with magic, but that doesn't mean that you want to do it. I honestly, after really thinking about it, Dark Robin has a low hit point pool. You're probably going to waste your MP, not hit point pool, your MP pool. Yeah, he doesn't have that many magic points. You're going to waste all of them. and maybe not even proc extort, and then you're probably just going to have to switch to doing his skill kit and his attacks anyway. And I think that kit is going to be more effective because some of his abilities actually increase his chance to score a crit, which in turn increase your chance of proccing extort. I don't think you're going to hit extort as much by using magic. You would actually have to make him a crit mage. That's assuming that it all works out. But just kind of going down that path, I really don't see it working that well. Now, if anybody can prove me wrong on this, if anybody has a Dark Robin that is farming by using magic, scoring crits with that magic, and getting extort to proc off of magic crits, please leave me a comment, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but when I really just started thinking about all the ins and outs of it, it just started not to make that much sense to do it. But it is still a great question, and I'm sure plenty of people do want to know. I think the answer is yes. I think he can extort because it just says off of crits, if I do recall. But it's just probably not the most feasible way. It's probably not the most effective way for him. So that's what I'm going to say about that. The point is, when we talk about this stuff, that's how we get different ideas to do different builds with all these different characters. And I want to know what you guys are doing, and I want to know how well it's working out for you because, like I said, this character has so many different paths that just I can see alone. I'm sure other people are going to be able to take this character in a direction that I wasn't even aware of. So let's have a discussion about it. Let's talk about it. Let me know how you are building your Rem, and let me know how it's working out for you. All right? Your boy's got to go get on it. I got to go to work, and I think that's all the time that we got for today, folks. I will see you on the flip side. We have more videos to come. I'm going to be doing a video on Land Grisser next. I keep saying that, but I keep flaking out on it. I really need to get back into Land Grissy. Things have been going great over there, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about over there. So I will see you all soon. Peace.